Good morning, guys. Brandon Alexander here, coming to you live from downtown San Diego. It is 3:39 in the morning. I was fumbling around with this camera this morning, but I wanted to bring you along on my walk and start bringing you along on my walk because I spend hours out here every day and I have a lot of different thoughts, and I figured it'd be cool to share it with you guys. As a guy approaching 40 rather quickly, time is moving a lot faster than I'd like, but it is what it is. I've realized that it's really important to stay active, to get fit, so that once I do reach those older years, I've got a lot more in the tank. Unfortunately, my father passed at 49. A lot of my younger life, I took care of him health-wise. I always made sure he provided for us financially. My mom as well. When my dad got sick at a very young age, and I always thought, 40s and 50s were old as a little kid. And here I am now, 38 years old. I'll be 39 in just a couple of months. And my perspective has absolutely shifted. But back when I was a kid, between 45 and 50, people busted out those powder blue Levi's. And sometimes they had the whole suit going. So in my defense, 50-year-olds now, 55, 60-year-olds are still riding skateboards through downtown. They got t-shirts and shorts on. They're surfers. You'd never know. So the landscape has changed for sure. But when I do get to that age, I want to be active. I want to be able to move around without any type of assistance. One of the biggest things that I see right now is people choosing to be lazy. When I was growing up, people that were disabled use wheelchairs. Now people that just don't want to walk use wheelchairs. And it's really unfortunate because there's a cycle here that people are creating. And that cycle is, feel bad for me because I didn't take care of myself when I was younger, so now I have these ailments. And I need you to feel bad for me and move me around, etc., cater to me. And if you don't take care of what you have right now, be it health, be it financial, you only pay for it in the future. Right now, you don't realize the consequences of being irresponsible. But everything you do now is for your future. As I walk through all of these different downtowns, I see a lot of people that just weren't prepared for life. Maybe they didn't have any guidance. A lot of people sleeping on the ground. Outside, I see rats and mice scurrying across the ground. Bugs. Certainly not a place where I would want to be. And unfortunately, people get wrapped up into the wrong things. And they get stuck out here. Their priorities shift where dopamine takes over. Maybe someone offers them a drug that they just can't kick by themselves. And they didn't have the right people around. You might notice I'm out here by myself. And I've been on this journey for a while now. The thing is when you commit to self-improvement, a lot of people that you consider your best of friends are going to start to put some distance in between you and them. And it's not because they're, mad that you're working on yourself, but there's a little bit of uncomfortableness, right? Because you're becoming something better than you were before. I think it just makes them a bit uncomfortable. Actually, very uncomfortable. the beginning of the year, someone said something to me that, I've had months and months and months to think about. They told me, I miss the old, out of shape Brandon, the Brandon that drank, the Brandon I could have a good time with. That really made me think, like, when you start to make these changes and they're significant and people can see them, their fear of you changing is just a reflection of themselves and the things that maybe they didn't do, or the things that they feel like they don't have the strength to carry out. It's very easy to start drinking, get into drugs, smoke cigarettes, take on all these bad habits. To be honest, with enough fortitude, it's actually easy to create good habits. And you can only do so many things. So when you think about bad habits versus good habits, if you have more good habits and you have bad habits, you just won't have time to do that other stuff. So it's not that difficult to quit things if you just put things in their place. And I have created some good habits, but it started with quitting drinking 500 plus days ago. And then that snowballed into, since I'm not staying up super late, now I have time to sleep properly. All right, so January 1st came. Now I'm up at 3 o'clock every morning. And I started when I was back in Thailand. I got up early. For my birthday, I was by myself. Unfortunately, some stuff happened on that trip. But I got to discover a lot while I was out there. My birthday, I think I walked 23 or 24 miles that day. I saw a lot of the beauty of Thailand, beaches. There's the giant Buddha there. And man, I'll tell you, my whole perspective on life changed that last trip, which just carried on into this year. So while I was getting up early out there, because I think it was a 15-hour difference from home, I just carried that on once I got back home. But then when I got back, it's very warm in Thailand in December. When I got back to Vegas, it was really cold. So while I was still getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do. I wasn't getting up and getting my steps in. And as you notice right now, I'm wearing a base layer. I got this when I was in, where was I? I was in Chicago just a couple months ago when it was still hot. And I figured, you know what? Something that held me back from walking consistently earlier this year was the weather. And I don't need to put hurdles in my way. And I know that if I prepare for the obstacles that are going to come up, then I can only be successful. So I bought this base layer, and I also bought a set of wool base layers, kind of like the, I forget the name of them, but the white set you would wear thermals when you were a kid, and you'd have the whole set on, the pants and the shirt. And they just kept you super warm. I got the wool version of that in black, so I could be sleek and blend in out here, like on some Dexter vibes. But I know this year I'm set up for success, because if it's cold weather, well, I got something for that. If it's raining, I also bought a jacket while I was there that is waterproof. I got something for that. If it's cold, I can always put a little bit more on until my body heats up to the point where I could take a few things off. But now I'm prepared for it going into this winter situation. It's such a beautiful time right now over here in San Diego. Honestly, I can't even believe it. It's like 62, and it's very ideal weather for walking a good amount of steps in the morning. I know this video is going to be all over the place, but that's okay. I don't even think a lot of people will watch this one, and that's okay too. I made a commitment recently to start filming more content and share my experiences so that I can become a better version of myself by getting this out there, and also become a better YouTuber and just create the whole ecosystem for myself. And I know that, like these steps, I'm like walking, like I consider myself a professional walker now, which is looking at my app. And in the last 365 days, I'm almost to my goal. I want to be at 7.3 million steps for the year, continuously, always. So that is an average of 10 miles a day. I've been walking 12 miles a day plus. I mean, yesterday I walked 18 miles. But I'm just about at that rolling average, which is awesome for me. I've been almost hitting 1 million steps a month for the past 4 months. Since July, August, September, October, this will be 4 months. I'm on track to probably do like 900,000, 920,000 steps this month. And it's just been amazing. But, you know, I can't do this all at one time. I can't do 1 million steps in a day. It's impossible. But I can show up for myself each and every day. And the more that I put into this, the more that I get out of it. I'm with me every day. So I don't see the big changes that someone might see if they haven't seen me for 6 months or a year. But I do see things improving, and it's really been great. So with that, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to post this video. I hope you like it and you enjoy it. I hope that we can connect here and that I can help you out with something, because I do believe, as I carry on this journey, that in life it's just about providing information. Like, if you're 37, I'm 38, right? I just want to leave you with this. If you're 37 years old, I'm just a year older than you. If you're 30 years old, I'm 8 years older than you. If you're 20 years old, I'm 18 years older than you. Right? So there's going to be experiences and things that I've experienced that you haven't quite seen yet. And if I can provide insight on that, it's only going to help you out. It makes me think about when I was a kid. You know, my parents would tell me something. I mean, this happens with every kid. You think you know everything, so you take it with a grain of salt. And then you realize many years later that your parents were just trying to save you from difficulty that they went through in the same situation. I mean, you're just, mini-me's of your two parents. There's a little bit of each of them in you, and they can see that. You can't see it until you get older. And you see, oh, mom's like this, dad's like this. But I want to make these videos to help people that aren't quite at this point. And man, if there are hurdles and obstacles that you can avoid along the way, it's only going to help you out. We're only here one time. We don't know any more than that. We're only here once. And man, when you squander time, I'm telling you, it does not come back. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how much good you do. Everybody's clock is running at the same time. And eventually, your time is up. So when you look back on your life, I guarantee you, one of the things you're not going to say is, I wish I worked more. One of the things is you're not going to say is, I wish I had more things, because that stuff's not going to matter. The number one thing you're going to be hoping for is more breaths and more heartbeats, but those are already exhausted. So start to shift your perspective on what you really believe is important in life. And I think things can really, really change for you if they're not already great. Well, that's my time for this morning. And I'll catch you in the next video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. And if you could leave the comment San Diego, that'd be awesome. Would show some engagement for this video. And will keep me going. All right, guys. Have a great day.